Alright, my name is Steven. I'm from Auburn Hills slash Pontiac.
Hello. No, I'm not gonna say that. Hello, family and friends. Hi, my name's Lakia Whiteside. I'm 26 years old. I was born in Pontiac, Michigan. Lived in Auburn Hills since second grade. I have five sisters and two brothers. I'm a nurse. Like to do hair.
Me and Kia first met in high school. Um, she had a, no, that's not right. We didn't meet in high school. We met in middle school, and Kia was trying to get me to hook up with one of her friends at the time.
Well, this is what Steven told me because I don't remember. He said we met in middle school and I was trying to hook him up with one of my friends, and that I was annoying, and that I got on his nerves because I came up to him every single day. But I really remember us meeting in high school.
Me and Lakia started dating right after she graduated high school, I think.
I really don't remember our first date because we were friends before we got together. So we really actually hung out. So I really don't remember our first date.
Me and Lakia's first date, I believe we went to the movies, but we weren't really together at that time. Were we?
I realized that when I knew that he was down for me and only for me, and he was into me as much as I was into him. And I guess when I just saw how he treated his family and his values, I knew that's what I wanted in a man.
I realized Lakia was the one for me. True story. One time, I drove all the way to Wayne State, and I was getting ready to go home, and my car stopped at a stoplight, and she missed work just to come help me get my car together. And from that day on, she's been my ace.
I told Steven I first loved him in my dorm room at Wayne State. It was just a day that we were just relaxing, and I just let him know that I loved him.
All right, so I told Lakia that I loved her maybe 3 months after we started started talking, like for real, and it was on the phone. It was the awkwardest thing ever.
The first time I introduced him to my parents, it's kind of weird because he already knew my father because I played basketball in high school and his sister was on my basketball team, which is my best friend. And so he already met my father. Meeting my mother probably was at a basketball game too, so in high school. So this was before we even start dating. So he already knew my parents.
I don't really remember the first time I met Nick, but I do remember the first time I met the real Tisha, and that was one experience I won't ever forget.
When me and Steven started dating, I never really told them that, hey, we're dating. I just was like, this is my boyfriend. And I brought him over. I really didn't introduce him because they knew him already.
The first time she met my parents, I don't even remember because her and my sister been playing basketball together since like middle school, I think.
Steven proposed on February 13th. We went out to eat, and I just remember him not paying attention to me the whole night, so I was a little mad. And then he didn't give me anything. So when we went back to my parents' house, everybody was acting weird, and he gave me this box, which was in another box, and then by the time I got to my ring, he was on his knee and he asked me to propose with a card that says, "Will you be my Valentine today and forever?"
So in my mind, I had the dopest proposal ever for Lakia. And on that day, everything pretty much failed the way I wanted it to be. From the start, I left the ring at my parents' house. and I was planning on picking it up before we went to dinner that night, and I couldn't get in touch with nobody at my house, and I didn't have a key, but the garage code wouldn't work. I was pulling out the batteries and everything trying to restart it, so I had to leave the Ring at my parents' house. We drove out to eat, and I was planning to do something at the restaurant, but she says I was ignoring her the whole day, but I was actually on my phone trying to figure out how I could get back to the house and get the ring. So I finally got in touch with my mom, and she was just pulling up at home. I was able to go home after we finished eating, grab it, and I took her to her parents' house. And from there, I had everything like in like 5 or 6 boxes. So she was getting upset trying to open up all these boxes, and then when she got to the last one, she just started looking at me and talking about, am I serious or is this a joke, and asking what was really going on. So.
Embarrassing thing that happened between me and Steven, as he would say, that I farted in his face. But I don't really remember that. But to me, nothing's really embarrassing because he's my best friend. So nothing to me is embarrassing.
All right, so the most embarrassing thing that has happened when with me and Kia being together would be us laying down watching movies as we always do. And for some reason, I think the movie stopped and she farted in my face. Yeah, it wasn't cool at all.
The best thing I like about Steven is his smile. I like that he's family oriented. I can go on and on.
The biggest difference between me and Kia is that she likes to do stuff and I really don't like being around a lot of people.
The biggest difference between me and Steven is that I like to do things and he likes to stay at home. He's a homebody and I like to go places.
For our honeymoon, be honest, I don't have no idea. But I do know that Nick and Tisha paid for it, so I don't really care if we going to Waterford, to Lake Orion, it don't really matter to me.
Me and Steven's going to Myrtle Beach for our honeymoon.
My plans and dreams for me and Kia is just to continue to grow together and continue to build our relationship and build a family.
My plans and dreams for life together with Steven and I is to, first of all, have a great marriage and to start a family.
5 years from now, I see us hopefully moved out of our apartment into a nice home. No pets anywhere. 10 years from now, possibly a kid or two. Or 20 years, one of those.
5 years from now, I see myself with a couple of kids. Maybe a dog, but I don't know about that. Maybe. And being a nurse and hopefully having my cosmetology license. 10 years from now, I really don't know. I can't see that far. But hopefully I'm healthy.
Kia, I really, 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 really love you. All this stuff is cool. All this stuff is great, but I'll marry you anywhere with only one person being there. All this does nothing for me. And I'm glad Tisha and Nick is taking that check and writing it out for this whole event.
Steven, I love you. I'm glad God brought us together. You're my best friend. I hope that our marriage is forever. And I know that you'll always be there for me.
All right, we just want to thank everybody for coming, for all the sacrifices you've made. Anything?
We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And we hope that you guys are going to have fun tonight. And
yo, can we make this quick and get this over real fast?
Okay.
We got stuff to do tonight.
bye.